Hello everyone and welcome to my new speedrun on Dixaroc, where I will be improving my old record by, I think it's 4 minutes. Quite a substantial improvement. Dixaroc is I think it is the penultimate level of the Deeper Dungeons expansion, and I personally think it's one of the better designed maps in the game, as it does not without workshop economics, it doesn't provide gems, so it's actually challenging. It has a unique perspective where you run with a spider in the beginning, so let's do that. So first of all, you run with this spider through this neutral, through this player good keeper, where there are a couple of heroes. They are dropping down. You find these two mistresses, and of course here you want to switch to the mistresses because they destroy the doors and they run faster. I did it a little bit late, but that's how it is. I was thinking about other things. And you run through this room. They will roll boulders over a couple of giants dropping. Sometimes a giant survives. It doesn't mean that the run is dead. You can handle him quite well also without it. Here you can see I start digging here. It's not random. I take measure from the last bar of the fortified white wall, and here I have to dig to this part with the imp, and then I will drop down imps in order to save them, because sometimes the tunneler, the dwarfs, they will follow the imps to the heart and they will kill the imps, but ideally all imps live. It's not detrimental for the run, but for sure it helps to have all of the high level imps to collect gold later, and you will see I will be running quite low on gold, so it will help. Here you kill off all of the heroes that are coming. Sometimes the other mistress die. It's a bit unlucky when that happens, not very common. And as you can see, they've tunneled out this path, which means that I can manually claim this way very quickly. And this is faster than actually dropping the mistresses, often running themselves. So here I drop two of them. I will not drop them too close, because then the one with the least HP might aggro the trolls. I will create a distraction by releasing these two bile demons here, and they will engage all of the blue trolls. I also recently discovered when slapping them it yields a much better result. They lose less HP and they handle this fight way better. When I did this distraction, it allows me to go with the mistress and just hit the heart, and without him dropping all of the trolls on top of the mistress, so I can just destroy the heart peacefully. And as I said, I think this map is very, very well designed. It's a fun map, challenging. It utilizes a lot of the features that you have to get used to in Dungeon Keeper, with the possession first and foremost is a requirement for this level, which I think it's I don't know if there are any on the top of my head. I cannot say any other levels that really require it in the original or in the Deeper Dungeons levels, except from secret levels then. So now things will go quite quickly after I destroy Blue Heart. There are a lot of things to do. First, I need to take this lair. There's no rush to it, but it's good to have it, because the units needs to... all of my units, they need to regain health. Also, I need this big lair for later, so I will have to take it. I will drop these bile demons here to destroy, because this is our path onward, and there are a couple of thieves there. If you're lucky, which I was here, they will primarily engage your bile demons, and as it's very narrow, they will gas them, and it will just handle them perfectly. I will need every unit I can get for this fight, basically, because it's demanding. It's a quite demanding fight, especially when I release the bile demons prematurely and they have a little less HP. Sometimes all of the bile demons die, and sometimes not. Here you can see I skipped this a huge part of the map. It's not even a big skip. Oh, I mean, it's not even a difficult skip. It's just instead of going the white corridor and letting the imp claim the whole path, which is very slow, I will be digging straight into the end part of the hero dungeon. And we will be utilizing some nice tricks as wall clips. You can see a little bit unlucky here. He lost his speed while taking over the library, which is which is bad. So I didn't get all the five wizards, and as I didn't have any bile demons, also this fight is a bit chaotic. It went quite well, but that's on behalf of the dwarfs standing in a good fashion. And here also very lucky. So the wizard, of course, he casts freeze and then he casts slow. And when you wall clipper in, as you saw I did with the wizard, I could. There's a way of clipping into walls by adding a lot of speed, and one of the ways is using wind, which adds a lot of speed. And probably if you played a casual playthrough, you notice that that's what the witches do, and your units, they just end up everywhere. So this is how you get in, and I was lucky with the position of her because she did not get frozen, so I could deal with him immediately. And here the heroes that are spawning there are in a very bad timing, so I didn't have the speed spell yet. And you can see all of them, both of my mistresses quite hurt also, but I will have to take this one in order to progress. So this was a bit sloppy, but well, no big time loss, I would say. Maximum 10 seconds, which of course is substantial, but that's how it is. There are a lot of random elements to this level, so you will have to... which is actually one of the fun things about it, because you will have to deal with... them, and it's never gonna be the same. I'm tunneling this part here. Probably, maybe I could have marked this beforehand, but I have no good... I haven't figured out a way to make this path consistent. It's difficult to know how far to dig, because if you dig too far, you will end up in a pool with a lot of local lands, and of course your imps will go. They will die there, probably because there's gold or something on the other side. Now I have collected all the units I will need for the final fight, and I will be releasing the heroes here. There's no idea to... It's funny in a sense because you rush a lot in this level in order to make it as quickly as possible, but actually it's not possible to... because of a thing, I don't really know how that works, but when there's payday, the units will go for the payday and they will ignore the call of arms, which is a problem because they will try and go back, and you will see what I will do later and why that is a problem. So you can't actually invade... Well, I haven't figured out yet how to invade green quicker than the payday, so actually, even though the setup is quite narrow and it has to be quick, seems to be... and I'll say it seems to be because I haven't figured it out yet. There seems to be a hard limit on the payday. So anyway, I need to get all of the spells. I need to get protect creature, because it protects from the lightning spell, which green uses very liberally. So you noticed also I put the dragons in the lair so that they can make a nest, because if they don't have a nest, they will also ignore the call of arms. So yeah, that's it. And now I'm just waiting for the payday to occur so that I can start setting up for the invasion of green.
It is payday.
And there's the payday. I help the slow units to get their money. I make sure that the dragons are stuck, and they are stuck in a torture chamber. Poor things. And I will drop down the wizard and I will gust or wind them through. And you can see this was a very, very good wind. I got all of the mistresses, and I actually got all of the dragons as well. That's what matters. The wizards are only... the warlocks are only... It's good to get them, but it's not necessary. And I want to speed them up a little bit because they are very slow. Simple as that. So you can see I made all of the white creatures go into green, but that was a bit unfortunate here because you can see where he put his call of arms. In a way it's good because it's very narrow, but I didn't have vision over it, so I can't lightning. And it's important to lightning him because you want to get rid of as many tentacles as possible, because they are actually very good at freezing and killing your mistresses. You can heal them, of course, but it's better to do it like this. I mean, since they are already stacked. And the dogs are really, really strong against your mistresses, so you want to get rid of those as well. And when all the dogs are dead, and when all well, all the dogs are dead and all of the tentacles are severely damaged, or at least damaged to a certain extent, I will start the invasion. And I didn't speed up any of the mistresses yet, as they will then outrun the rest of the crowd and basically go in alone, which is really bad, because they are the weakest. Warlocks are weakest, but we don't care about the warlocks. So that's how it is. Now here I see a possibility. What I could have done is probably to use wind with the warlock that stood to push all of my units in through the magic door when it was open. But yeah, as I said, there are a lot of small things on this map that probably you can improve if you're very reactionary. It's a fun part of the map, but it's also it's a challenging part of the map. And as you can see now, also the samurai, they came here, and there's a big invasion. You barely saw it, but there are a lot of units coming here, so I have to put some speed into it. And I will actually manually take over a mistress to make sure that I can destroy Green Heart. The good thing about this is that I actually have vision quite far, which is not very common. You can see there I get the final point for the flag, for the call of arms, which is perfect. On the other side of the door I can just claim over, and now I will be destroying the heart manually. And as you can see, my units will drop in one by one. They don't contribute as much to destroying the heart because lightning deals very little damage to a heart. The meteor deals very little damage to a heart. Breath deals very little damage to the heart, if not unless you're controlling it yourself. And the warlocks are also basically, you can see he threw a meteor which just pushed me away from the heart, which is very annoying. But yeah, at this point it's just destroying the heart, and as you can see, that went quite well. And there are a lot of random elements to the map, but this is a very good timing. I thought I had a thought that maybe it would be possible to make sub 10, like in an optimal RNG scenario. I'm not sure whether that is possible at all anymore, but maybe. I mean, some of the random elements, and it depends on how many risks you are willing to take also. Maybe you could, if you just don't care about your units and you just send them in after you've used lightning on green, maybe it's possible to snipe the heart with the mistress, or with the dragon even. Also, it could be the case, but it would be very inconsistent. But it's good for an IL. If you're trying to make a longer run of this, it will obviously not be possible. But Dixaroc is a very fun level. For casual playthrough, I think it's one of the better levels in the deeper dungeons. It's very well balanced. There are no automatic kill switches or stuff like that. It's just, it comes down to being moderately skilled and having some foresight, but you also need to be reactionary. And as for speedrunning, it's actually a very fun level because even though there are a lot of random elements to it, it's fun. You need to be reactionary and you need to put to use some of the bugs that are present, and yeah, it's fun. And I hope you enjoy this as well, and as always, I recommend you, if you like my videos and if you have questions, just put a comment into it. I try to answer everything, and a lot of the questions I get is, what am I running with, because the graphics looks very nice, and it's because if you buy Dungeon Keeper on the GOG version, you buy the original version, which has not very nice graphics. But there's a fan-made expansion called Keeper FX, which is fantastic, and I'm running an old version of it. The more modern ones add a lot of quality of life things, such as block room building, which allows you to just do a 5x5 by clicking once, which is fantastic, and a myriad of bug fixes, because Dungeon Keeper at release was broken. So if you like Dungeon Keeper, you should definitely download Keeper FX. It also has a bunch of content. It's fantastic, and you should consider joining the Discord also. It's a vibrant Discord. We have all of the things that this typical gaming Discord have, and we have the devs of the patch, and we also have a dedicated little speedrunning community. So be sure to drop in, and I hope you enjoyed. See you soon.